much to me if you could give me a thumbs up on this video. Write a comment. I read all of them. And subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of your support. And I'm so happy to be able to share in this community with you. So, with that being said, hopefully you're all cozied up and ready for a Sesame Street Christmas. Christmas was just a week away, and it was raining when Oscar the Grouch splashed into the park. He found all of his friends from Sesame Street gathered under Big Bird's umbrella. "Why all the long faces?" asked Oscar. "We can't have any Christmas fun without snow," said Prairie Dawn. "I can't build my bird's snowman," said Ernie. "I can't count snowflakes," said the Count. "Me no eat snow cones," said Cookie Monster. Everybody nodded and looked miserable. "This is just great," said Oscar. "Nobody has any of that Christmas spirit that they've always been nagging me about. It's going to be a damp and gloomy holiday, after all. Whoopee." "Not so fast, Oscar. We're not gonna give up on Christmas spirit yet," said Betty Lou. "Come on, everybody. Let's go to my house for milk and cookies." Everyone ate 6 cookies and drank 2 glasses of milk and felt a little cheerier. "Who cares about the rain?" said Bert. "Let's have a terrific Christmas Eve party anyway," said Ernie. "We can sing Christmas carols and tell stories at the party," said Big Bird, brightening. "Sure," said Betty Lou. "I can read you a Christmas poem right now. My grandfather reads it to me every Christmas. It's about the time where there was too much snow. Listen. The night before Christmas on Sesame Street. The night before Christmas on Sesame Street. It was the night before Christmas on Sesame Street, and a stormy one, too, with the snow and the sleet. All of the kids in the neighborhood, snug in pajamas, were saying goodnight to their papas and mamas. The house was quiet at Ernie and Bert's as they climbed into bed in their cozy nightshirts. And even outside, everyone was at rest. The Grouch in his can and the bird in his nest. There was one little house where not all was comfy. 'Twas the home of that famous magician named Muffy. He feared that the blizzard would keep Santa away, and he thought of a bleak Christmas morn with dismay. 'Twas the night before Christmas on Sesame Street, and a stormy one, we could be out splashing people and you want to stay here and hang peanut butter and seeds on your tree, Big Bird. If you ask me, it's for the birds. Gosh, Oscar, how did you guess? And this is a recipe. Here's what you need to make an ornament for your outdoor tree. For all your feathers place the strips around the top of the bottom of the box. Stick the cord yarn onto it. Stick-on stars, drums of different heights make different sounds. The more drums you make, the better the music will be. Oh my gosh, paste. I haven't thought of paste in so long. There's like old school paste where you had like the brush that you would like dip in and out of the paste. Oh my gosh. It's been a long time since I've thought about that. Okay, a Christmas poem by Big Bird. Everybody seems to think that Christmas comes just once a year, on December 25th, or so they say. But remember other times that were really very special, and I know they didn't come on Christmas Day. In the spring, I had the sniffles, and was feeling simply awful, and I didn't know exactly what to do. Mr. Hooper brought me chicken soup, and soon I was all better. And you know, that really seemed like Christmas too. At our street bazaar last summer, Betty Lou won all the pies. Now I must admit that seemed a bit unfair, but when she cut them into pieces and she gave us each a slice, did you notice there was Christmas in the air? In the fall, when Harry's kitten climbed a tree and she got stuck, I knew that I would have to do my part, so I stretched myself real tall and I gave a helping hand, with a Christmas kind of feeling in my heart. I am sure it doesn't matter if it rains or if it snows. Christmas doesn't seem to care about the weather. Being good to one another. Summer, winter, fall, or spring makes Christmas time whenever we're together. That's a good message. I like it. White Christmas. I dreamed of snow for Christmas. There were visions in my head of a snowball fight, a snowman, and me riding on my sled. If there isn't any snow for Christmas, I will simply have to fake it. If I can't go out and play in it, I'll just stay home and make it. Make paper snowflakes to put in your windows or hang in your trees. So you start with a square of paper any size, fold it in half again, fold it diagonally and make a triangle. Cut small shapes out of the sides and Christmas Carol, a Dickens of a story. Bah, humbug, Oscar said loudly, just as Big Bird and Betty Lou walked by. Bah, humbug, he said, as they stopped to stare. Whatever that means. It sure sounds grouchy, said Betty Lou. What's the matter, Oscar? Nothing's the matter, Oscar answered. Everything's great. I'm reading a terrific story about a mean old fellow named Mr. Scrooge. He hated Christmas so, he said bah humbug all the time. He sounds just like my uncle Schmarmy. He might even be a relative of mine. How could anyone hate Christmas? Asked Betty Lou. Everyone is good and kind at Christmas, and there are good things to eat and songs to sing and presents to give. Christmas is a happy time, Oscar. Bah humbug, Oscar replied. Mr. Scrooge had a way of fixing that. Not only was he miserable himself, but he ruined everybody else's Christmas too. He even made his helper, Bob Cratchit, work on Christmas Eve. Boy, that's a real grouch for you. Hey, wait a minute, said Big Bird. I know that story. It's a Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Maria read it to me last Christmas, and guess what, Oscar? It has a happy ending. How could it? Asked Oscar in disgust. This guy, Scrooge, was just a great grouch. He's my hero, an inspiration. I would be just like him. Well, then, said Big Bird, you'll have to stop being a grouch because that's what Scrooge did. He had a dream that showed him how wrong he was about Christmas. You should read the rest of the book, Oscar. Bah humbug, said Oscar, as he disappeared into his can. A little later, Big Bird passed Oscar's can again on his way home from Betty Lou's house. Merry Christmas, Bird, shouted Oscar as he popped out. Big Bird looked at Oscar in surprise. Why, Oscar, you changed your mind. You must have had a dream, just like Scrooge did. And now you're not even going to be a grouch anymore. Ho, 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 no, 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 said Oscar. That's not what happened. I was giving that dumb book with the happy ending to the trash man just after you left, and he reminded me that Christmas is a holiday. You know what that means, Bird? Sure, Big Bird said. A holiday is a day when everybody is good and kind and celebrates. No, no, broke in Oscar. It means that there's no trash picked up that day, and I get to keep my wonderful trash one more day. What a gift. Merry Christmas, Bird. Cookie Monster's tree. Me in big trouble, Betty Lou. Me want to hang pretty cookies on the tree, but cookies always look good enough to eat. I'll help you make some cookies with that, even if you won't get to eat them, Cookie Monster. Then you can just put them on your tree instead. Here's what you need to make cookie ornaments. 1 can of children's white or yellow air drying modeling compound, ribbon or yarn, a pencil, watercolor paints, breadboard spools for the yarn loops. Hang them on a Christmas tree or on a mantle or out the window. Here's how to make foil chains. Cut or tear aluminum foil into pieces about 6 inches long and about half as wide. Crush or roll the pieces into strips and crinkle the ends together until they form a link. Slip the next rolled up strip of foil through the first link of crinkling until the ends are together. Make as many as you need to reach around your Christmas tree. The count counts his links as he works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's how I make the shiny chains to hang on my tree. It's easy to do and they look like real chains hanging from around my castle. Jolly old Saint Nicholas. Jolly old Saint Nicholas, lean your ear this way. Don't you tell a single soul what I'm going to say. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now, you dear old man, whisper what you'll bring to me. Tell me if you can. When the strike clock is striking 12, when we're fast asleep, down the chimney, broad and black, with your back you'll creep. All the stockings you will find hanging in neat rows. Mine's the one you'll notice first, 'cause it has 3 toes. Ernie wants a little friend for his rubber ducky. Oscar wants a worn-out shoe, he thinks toys are yucky. Ben would like some bottle caps, but for me, St. Nick, I'd prefer to be surprised, so I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick. Thoughts that count. Dear Mommy, how can I help you? Let she cried.